This week, I'll be painting this book. Maybe the most complicated cover I own. It happened to be what I was reading at the time. It does ironically fit with the subject of this painting, so let's get to it. March 17th. I spent a couple hours oil painting today, but I really wasn't into it, just going through the motions. After Paul came home and we had dinner, we hung out and played a game. Then I still had a lot of energy at 11:30, so I started, hyperfixatedly, deep cleaning the living room. I knew it when I started. But I also support the notion of doing my spring cleaning one room at a time. Because wow, this room took some time, and I'm only maybe halfway through. When I deep clean, I go down to the furniture moving, carpet cleaning, sometimes furniture cleaning level. Not often, once every year or so. It's still all pulled apart, but I'm completely wiped. I had planned to video edit tomorrow. Then when I stopped painting, I figured I could do that tomorrow. Then when I stopped cleaning, I figured I could do that tomorrow. So, hope for the best. Louise out. March 18th. I finished cleaning the living room. I washed the walls, removed old hardware, washed the baseboards, steam cleaned the bricks of the fireplace, went through every item and dusted and thinned. Lots of work. But it's glamorous now. All polished and refreshed. I'm excited for more areas. I think I'm doing the kitchen next, though the cupboards are daunting. Tomorrow is just work in the gym. Standard day, no big thoughts. I'm listening to Mac Miller chronologically to get a better scope of his artistic growth over the course of his career. It's been very good having his songs on so much. Beautiful lyricist. But that's all for me, so Louise out. March 19th. Today was bad. I'm not even really sure how, but as soon as I woke up, my mental state slid down like a rock slide. Totally wasted my day on negative emotions. I don't really know what to say about it. I get incredibly depressed every single spring, and I always feel like knowing about that should make it easier, but it never really does. In ways, I'm glad I have Paul helping me through, and in ways, I'm sorry he's around to be burdened too. This is the time of my life I usually change jobs because I'm so barely functional. And wouldn't you know it, I'm job hunting. Signing up for more employment right now feels quite beyond me. I did teach a class today as a last-minute shift cover for a coworker. I spent literally my whole day crying and trying to get ready, so lots of mascara smudges and fixes, and my brain was just emotional slosh by the time I had to teach. They still had a great time, thank goodness. I certainly wasn't on my A game. We went grocery shopping at 11 p.m. again, then ate dinner, and it's bedtime, just like that. I don't know what I want from tomorrow. For it to be different, I suppose. Louise out. March 20th. Something on my mind a lot the last few days has been the concept of emotional dysregulation. I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder when I went to college. But I don't give that diagnosis much credit because I was also diagnosed with bipolar. And I was pretty sure I was some kind of sociopath at that point in my life. Now I think I was confused, with big feelings. And my medical experience in Utah was pretty much see that I match traits through online searching, suggest it to my doctor, then doctor would agree and prescribe whatever was called for. It wasn't great for accuracy, I'll say. But I know I have traits of ADHD, autism, anxiety, and depression, all mixed up in my genes. So a lot of diagnoses cover the same ground as all of those do. That being said, there aren't any listed traits of borderline personality disorder that I don't relate to, so it's got me thinking about emotional dysregulation. I know I have big emotions, and I know that my logic doesn't always seem to help me deal with the big emotions. Example, I'm so sad and so overwhelmed by the prospect of a second job. Third job including this. Logically, I know that the solution here is to work through the fear and do what's best for me, which is get a second job. But that logic just bounces off the swirling ball of chaotic emotion I've got, and that ball feels like it's running the show. The ultimate solutions are emotional processing efforts, and therapy, and workbooks, and rewriting my neural pathways, and learning about my weaknesses, and learning strengths to use to help. I wish it was as easy to do it as it is to know it. I've got no one to blame but myself for the misery I'm in a lot of the time, which, ironically, adds to the misery. I don't know what my point is here though, mostly just airing out the thought of it. I've spent half the day video editing and half the day doing pre-paints. Tomorrow I'm getting up early and trying to get another job, maybe video editing too, and also teaching. Ideally, I'll remember to pick up hair dye while I'm out because my roots are rough. I wake up far too close to the time it is now, so I'll head out. Louise out. March 21st. Did a whole bunch of job searching today. Active efforts for job I would happily take. Nothing high paying, I want a low effort position right now. My painting career work takes up a significant amount of time and energy each week, and I want reliability in all of my commitments first and foremost right now. After all my job efforts, I went to work. I'm definitely getting more comfortable teaching. You could argue too comfortable. My word jumbling is embarrassing every time, but I'm still overall better at not letting the nerves get to me. Then Paul cooked steak and we hung out with his friend and played Mario Party. My husband won, because he always seems to win Mario Party. If you saw the way my dice rolls go, you'd agree that I'm abnormally unlucky in Mario Party. It's become a bit of a joke, of course. That was fun to steer into as we fought for the top. We made and ate cookies in about 20 minutes total, I think. We just inhaled them. And that was it. That's the day. I'm proud of myself for doing in-person applications this morning. Those are scary, and they went nowhere, but I'm proud irregardless. But I'm done writing, so Louise out. March 22nd. Today was long, but really good. I went to an early work meeting and treated myself to a coffee. Then I played games with Paul and his friend. We played Mario Kart, and I played as well as I've ever played, really, which was averaging near 6th place. But it was a blast. Then I made myself toast and avocado slices, because sometimes I like them separate. I worked on a video, then got sidetracked while gathering thumbnail photos, and remembered I had to dye my hair before tomorrow, so I redirected to hair dye. We watched a YouTube video about Michelin star ice being made and sea urchins being harvested. Then Paul's friend picked us up some teriyaki. After that, I went to work and taught maybe my best class yet. I'm measuring in terms of how well I think I taught the painting in understandable enough sections that everyone's paintings were close to the right thing. I did well explaining blending especially. I'm having a problem with timing though. I can't get the background gradients to take an hour no matter how hard I try. And stretching out the details can be a mixed addition to the overall outcome. I'm proud of myself for improving though. I really love this job. I'm applying to a few more places, as Indeed emails decent ones. I'm hopeful that I can call and get interviews on Monday maybe. Tomorrow I'm doing a photo shoot with my cousin. I'm excited, and I've stayed up much too late for no good reason, so I should sleep. Louise out. March 23rd. Today was such a good time from start to finish. I did a beautiful drive to a spot in Oregon where I met with my cousin Tori. We picked up some clothes from Goodwill for a photo shoot, and I got a couple gems of items for my own wardrobe. I'm maybe toying with the idea of looking cute while I paint. I've started putting on makeup at least one day each session. Presentation and all that, I guess. Seems like a worthwhile effort to me. I put on makeup for my other work, and I like looking made up. I just hate the cost of it, honestly. The effort and time aren't my favorite, but the cost of even just refreshing a select few products is way more inconvenient than just not doing makeup. I stopped the habit of daily makeup for myself when I lifeguarded. No more mascara, so what's the point in too much fuss? This has been a tangent. Back to Goodwill with my cousin. I want to look cute maybe, so I got some cute tops. Then we combined cars and went to a couple waterfalls and general woodsy spots for our photo shoot. She's trying out her new camera and we were exploring the setting options together. I used to do photo shoots regularly, and I knew how to pose artistically and aesthetically, but it's been some time. I'm a little rusty. I am proud of myself though for really committing to the shoot like I used to. I was getting on the muddy ground, in the puddles, in a slip dress. I was dipping my feet in the waterfall pool with a mini dress that we both realized after had a zipper in the back. It was unzipped the whole time, but we thought it was just backless in the moment. It wasn't a cold day, but it certainly wasn't a warm one. After the photos, we went to a fancier Mexican restaurant. The food was only alright in my opinion, but it certainly was hot and filling. We loved the little area it was in too. We got to see it as we looked for parking. At one point, Tori made an effort to parallel park in a spot, but we noticed people looking at us from inside the restaurant. Specifically, a group of 4 older people, openly gazing full-faced at us the whole time. I thought it was hilarious to just stare right on back. So I made eye contact with as blank a face as I could hold. They didn't respond, and we just stared for a moment. Tori wasn't confident she could fit in the spot and understandably got nervous from the people, so we left and did another loop. But we didn't find any parking still, so she hyped herself up for another attempt at the spot, and the same people were somehow already still staring, and I stared back, and she left quick, and we ended up with a spot further down the street. We also ended up walking on the other side of the road from that restaurant, and as I tried returning their stares blankly once again, one old gentleman waved at me, so I waved back, and that's when I finally started braking and smiling before we turned the corner. I really had such a great time. The best part of the whole day was catching up with Tori. We exchanged as much info as we could think of, and I could have kept chatting for another few days. We're gonna see each other more this year, hopefully. My drive home wasn't a great one, but the rest of the drives that day were gorgeous, so I can't complain. I got home late and caught Paul up on the day and modeled my new clothes for him, of course. Tori also gave me a bunch of hand-me-downs to go through. She's a lot taller than me, but I have a lot of her old clothes in my wardrobe already, so I'm excited to go through it. But tonight, I'm pooped and signing off to sleep. Louise out. I am so stoked with how this turned out. I'm especially proud of the subtle color shift that I achieved on the portion of the book under the glass. Also, this was a unique read that I would recommend to anyone who kind of likes scratching their bug bites, or who played witches as kids. I don't recommend painting the cover. That was a challenge. On to the next.